Police Scarlight, the Open Championship rocked by shocking warning. The oldest tournament in golf just drew a line in the sand. And the message is loud and clear. The R&A has had enough. After the chaos at Bethpage, after the abuse at Shinnecock Hills, after players vandalizing lockers and smashing clubs, the Open is sending a warning that will send shockwaves through Royal Birkdale. Serious misconduct now carries a 2-stroke penalty or worse, disqualification. The rules are changing. The gentleman's game is fighting back. But here's the twist that nobody saw coming. While the players are being warned, the 300,000 fans flooding the English coast are also being put on notice. One breach, one outburst, one crossing of the line, and you're out. No refund, no second chances. This is behind the fairway. And this is the warning that just rocked the 154th Open Championship. The R&A has never done this before. In 153 previous editions of the Open Championship, there was no written code of conduct for players. The sport operated on an unwritten understanding. Respect the game. Respect the course. Respect each other. But that era is over. The R&A confirmed to Golf Week that the following policy is in effect at Royal Birkdale. If a player's or their caddy's behavior is so far removed from what is expected in the spirit of the game of golf, the chief referee, in consultation with the chief championships officer, may issue an official warning or apply a penalty of 2 strokes or disqualification. The policy considers frequency, impact, intent, and severity of the misconduct. And here's the most chilling part. An official warning does not need to be given before applying a penalty of 2 strokes or disqualification. You don't get a warning. You don't get a second chance. You cross the line and you pay the price. This is a direct response to the chaos that has plagued golf's biggest events over the past year. Wyndham Clark obliterating a locker at Oakmont. Sergio Garcia smashing a club during the Masters. Joaquin Niemann throwing one across the fairway at the U.S. Open. The majors are taking a collective stand, and the Open is sending the loudest message yet. Behind the Fairway has learned that the R&A is serious about enforcing this, and the players have been put on notice. But the players aren't the only ones being warned. The Open has also posted a spectator code of conduct for the first time in its 154-year history. It wasn't inspired by a specific episode at the Open. Fans at this tournament are generally well-behaved. But the R&A saw what happened at Bethpage Black during the Ryder Cup. They saw what happened at Shinnecock Hills during the U.S. Open, and they decided they would not let it happen at Royal Birkdale. The Open commitment asks everyone to play their part in protecting traditions. R&A Chief Executive Mark Darbon made it clear. It is built on a shared respect for the players, the course, fellow fans, and the traditions of the championship, he said. On-course signs will tell fans to respect the players, respect the links, and respect each other. Spectators must remain quiet and still while players are preparing for and playing their shots. Once the ball is struck, they are free to celebrate great play in a fair and sporting manner. And for those who don't abide, the consequences are clear. Serious or repeated breaches of the Open commitment will not be tolerated and may result in removal from the championship grounds without refund. The R&A is making a statement. This is not the Ryder Cup. This is not the U.S. Open. This is the Open Championship, and the traditions of this tournament will be protected. Behind the Fairway is tracking how the players are reacting to this unprecedented move. The players have been asking for this. After the abuse they endured at the Ryder Cup, after the heckling at Shinnecock Hills, they wanted action, and now they've gotten it. Rory McIlroy, who was targeted with personal attacks at Bethpage, said golf should be held to a higher standard than what was seen out there this week. Golf has the ability to unite people. Golf teaches you very good life lessons. It teaches you etiquette. It teaches you how to play by the rules. It teaches you how to respect people, McIlroy said. Sometimes this week we didn't see that. So no, this should not be what is acceptable in the Ryder Cup. Wyndham Clark, who was booed and heckled throughout the final round of the U.S. Open, said the Open's fans are different. The fans really respect the game, they respect the players, and they really understand golf, Clark said. But not everyone is convinced the new rules will be applied fairly. One golf columnist pointed out the inherent subjectivity. If abuse of clubs is the standard being sanctioned, then parse that. Neiman's club was launched across the fairway, while Garcia's never left his hand. One remained intact, the other was rendered useless. The fact that decisions will be inconsistent from case to case isn't a reason not to enact the codes. But those making the calls must be hoping that a few high-profile punishments will quickly chasten players. Behind the fairway, we'll be watching to see if the R&A has the courage to enforce its own rules. There's another layer to this story that no one is talking about. Sports betting. Wyndham Clark believes it's a major factor behind the heckling. The amount of times we hear guys in tournaments saying, "Oh, Wyndham, I have you at 30 to 1 to win this week, or 100 to 1. I'm betting on you. That happens all the time," Clark said. Matt Fitzpatrick went even further. "I've had my fair share. I would say every golfer that's played a professional tournament has had a message of abuse from someone that is related to gambling. You go and type in a player's name who maybe isn't playing well into Twitter, and you'll just see their name followed by abuse after abuse after abuse. The impact of gambling on fan behavior is becoming impossible to ignore. Fans are no longer just cheering for their favorite players. They're cheering for their bets. And when those bets don't hit, they take it out on the players." Clark suspects that some of the heckling he received at Shinnecock was from fans who had wagered on Scottie Scheffler to win. "I think it's definitely one of the factors," Clark said. "The R&A's new code of conduct is a response to the behavior, but it doesn't address the root cause. As long as gambling is fueling the abuse, the problem isn't going away. The Open has been played in the UK for 154 years without this level of hostility. But the betting culture has changed, and the players are paying the price." Behind the Fairway will continue to follow this developing story. While the R&A is cracking down on behavior, there's another problem that's equally concerning. The players who simply don't care enough to show up. The Open is the oldest tournament in golf. It's supposed to be the one major that every player dreams of winning. But this year, several former champions are skipping the event. Zach Johnson, the 2015 champion, is the most notable absence. He won't be playing at Royal Birkdale because he doesn't want to play 4 weeks in a row. "I'm eligible for the Open. I'm not going to participate this year. I can't play 4 weeks in a row," Johnson said. Instead, he's focusing on the Senior Open the following week. Dustin Johnson, the 2014 champion, is also skipping the tournament. He decided not to attempt final qualifying at Dundonald Links. His agent cited the logistics. A Livy golf schedule has a 47-day hiatus, and Johnson didn't want to fly to Scotland for 1 day of qualifying only to have nowhere to be for 2 weeks. Louis Oosthuizen, the 2010 champion, withdrew due to a back injury. He'll miss his first Open since 2008. Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson won't be there either. 11 former champions are missing. That's not a blip. That's a trend. And it raises a difficult question for the R&A. If the game's legends don't care enough to show up, why should anyone else? Behind the Fairway is asking the questions that no one else will. For the players who are competing, there's another warning they need to hear. The course is brutal. Michael Kim, who is playing his 4th Open, gave an ominous report after his Monday practice round. "It's brown and it's firm," Kim wrote on social media. He claimed he hit a 4-iron 290 yards off the tee and a 3 with 330 yards. "The ball is running out like crazy. And the pot bunkers? Avoid at all costs," Kim warned. Royal Birkdale is playing firm, fast, and unforgiving. It's the perfect test for the world's best players. And it's the ideal setting for the RNA's new code of conduct. One bad shot, one moment of frustration, one club thrown, and the new rules could turn a bad round into a disaster. The pressure is going to be immense, and the players who can't control their emotions will pay the price. Scottie Scheffler is the favorite at plus 750. Rory McIlroy is close behind at plus 850. Tommy Fleetwood, playing in his home country, is at plus 1800. The stage is set for a classic Open championship, but the warning has been sent. The rules have changed, and the consequences are real. Behind the fairway, we'll be watching every shot, every reaction, every decision, and we'll tell you the story as it happens. The 154th Open Championship is different. The RNA has drawn a line in the sand. Players who step out of line will face 2-stroke penalties or disqualification. Fans who cross the line will be removed without refund. The code of conduct is a direct response to the chaos that has plagued golf's biggest events. But it's also a statement. The Open will not be like the Ryder Cup. It will not be like the U.S. Open. It will be a respectful, welcoming, and unforgettable experience. Whether the players and fans cooperate remains to be seen. The warnings have been sent. The consequences are clear. Now we wait to see who will test them. If you made it this far, you're a golf fan who loves the drama as much as the game. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. Because Behind the Fairway is your #1 source for breaking golf news, controversy, and deep analysis from the most dramatic events in the sport. Drop a comment below. Will the new code of conduct make a difference? Or will the players and fans ignore it?